Hi everybody! So today I'm finally filming a video that has been by far my most asked about and the most requested. Ever since I had my eye surgery a year ago, I get questions pretty much every single day about like how my eyes are doing, how surgery went, lots and lots of different questions. So I waited until now for like a year after the surgery because basically since the week after my surgery I've had no issues. So I've had like nothing really to update on, nothing that was like a big thing. So I wanted to do like a full like year after the fact situation. I had my yearly annual like checkup today. Everything's good. I'm seeing 2015, which is better than 2020. And yeah, I don't have to go back in for another year and then it's all done. So let's rewind to the beginning. So I had only actually been wearing contacts and glasses for about 9 years before I got the surgery. I didn't have them until high school. And I wore glasses like solely, I can't remember if it was like 6 months to a year, and then I started wearing contacts. Then after about 5.5 to 6 years, I became like intolerable to my contacts. I could not wear them for very long, like an hour, and then I'd have to take them out. So I got to a point where I could only wear my glasses and it really bothered me. I just felt like stuck behind them. I felt like I didn't have any options, like I couldn't wear sunglasses. You know, going to the beach was hard because I just like couldn't see because I couldn't really wear my contacts. And actually, weirdly enough, one of the biggest things was I knew we were going to go to Disney World for my birthday last year, and for some reason it really bothered me that I was going to have to wear glasses at Disney World. I don't know why. I can't even tell you why. I don't know why it bothered me, but it really did. So that was one of my big reasons. And I had saved up some money and I was actually going to use it on something else, and then just out of the blue I was like, I'm going to get LASIK. Like, I'm going to get it done. Like, we're doing it. And I booked an appointment like right at that moment. I booked like a consultation. I did a bunch of research for doctors in New York, her surgeons, and I found the most amazing surgeon. She was incredible. I went in, had my consultation, everything was good to go, scheduled my surgery for like the following week, and then it was happening. I vlogged like the whole process, so I'll link that video down below. I'm sure many of you have watched it if you're now watching this video, so you can see the whole process of kind of everything that happened. I'll get into like some questions and talking about it a little more, but in hindsight it was so much easier than I ever thought it would be, and to this day it's still one of the best decisions I've ever made. I do not regret it at all, and sometimes I even forget that like I ever wore glasses or contacts. Like I can't even like remember wearing glasses. I thought about like pulling them out and putting them on for like the beginning of this video. I meant to get like clear lenses put in them so that I could wear them if I wanted to at some point or not, but I haven't yet. So yeah, so that's kind of it. I have a couple questions on Instagram, and then I'm gonna go through and actually answer some of the questions that people have asked on my vlog kind of in depth for you here to talk about it, so we can kind of go through like the process of a year after. Okay, so one of the questions says, what do you wish you had known / prepared for beforehand now that you're a year into it and have hindsight? So I actually did so much research and watched so many people's videos on it that I felt like I 100% knew like what was going to happen, and truthfully I did. I guess there was still like anxiety around it and you're still kind of scared like while it's happening, but I guess if I could like tell myself something now, it's that it was so much easier than you could ever imagine. Like it happened so quickly that you can't even like wrap your head around it. Like the surgery itself, like it was only on the table for 9 minutes, and it was just so easy that I don't know like why you would freak out. I mean, I get it because I did, but I think the best way to do it is like I did, where it's like I literally went in for my consultation and like my surgery was booked for the next week. Like there wasn't a ton of time to like freak out about it. Like it was something that was just going to happen. Okay, another question. How scary was it? Truly not at all. In my case, they gave me, which I think they do for everybody, you take, like, I took like a Valium before that they prescribed to you to take. And what I kept telling Ashley like that whole time, because like she's taken that before and it makes a lot of people like kind of loopy and like funny, and she was really hoping I would get that way, and I was literally just like such a normal person, and I joke it's because I'm such an anxious person that it made me normal instead of like made me like loopy. It just brought me down to being like a normal human being that doesn't have anxiety, which was interesting. I haven't felt that in a long time. But it truly wasn't scary at all. Like I said, it happened so fast. I went in, they gave me a teddy bear to hold, so I was like laying on the table like holding a teddy bear, and my surgeon talked me through the entire thing. Like she was telling me exactly what she was doing, so there wasn't any surprises. Like, you know, I could feel her like touching my face, or like it wasn't, well, no, I feel like there maybe was like a mirror that like I could see. I can't remember honestly because it was all so fast. But like I knew exactly what was happening, so truthfully it wasn't scary at all. Well, I pulled up some more questions. I know one of them that I've been asked before is about like makeup and when you can like touch your eyes and stuff. For sure for the first week there was a bunch of rounds of like different kind of eye drops that I had to put in like every hour, and I like did not touch my eyes at all during that time, only to put eye drops in, like no makeup, nothing. And since I had PRK, I actually had clear contacts in after the surgery for 6 days, so like you really can't like touch your face at all. I'm trying to remember when I started makeup. I think because we went to Wales 2 weeks after my surgery, and I think I didn't wear any makeup until that trip. Just because I wanted to give my eyes every chance to heal. So I think that's when, but other than that, I've never had any issues with like pressing on my eyes, like taking off makeup, anything. I've had no issues at all, so that's been fine. I would say too, the only thing is I still put in like eye drops for like dry eyes. My eyes are not like dry like crazy. You can be susceptible to that after surgery. Mine aren't, but just because our apartment gets really dry and it gets dry in New York, that I just continue doing lubricating eye drops, which is like no big deal. It's just like part of my routine now. But yeah, and it's not like an issue. Like I had my appointment today. You know, he's like, you can do it if you want, but like you don't have to, kind of thing. Okay, another question several people have asked is how long my vision was stable before I did this. It was stable, I want to say like 2.5 years actually. It got to a point where it just stopped, so that's why I was able to do this so quickly, is because it hadn't changed in a while. Okay, a lot of people had questions about seeing at night and driving. So since I live in New York, I don't drive. But I was actually back in Texas, I think 3 or 4 weeks post-surgery, and I was able to drive at night, and I was cleared by my doctor to do that. Since we live in New York, it wasn't a huge question of concern that we like talked about, so I'm not sure like how quickly you can drive at night with this. That's something you should talk to your doctor about. But he did clear me for driving when I was back home in Texas. I think it was like a month after. And I don't remember there being any issues there. I feel like for the first maybe like 3 months there were some halos with some lights at night, And actually I was just home in Texas and I did drive at night, and I noticed there was slight, it wasn't anything that hindered me from driving or hindered me from seeing, but I could tell that sometimes like the street lights, if I looked directly at the lamps, that it was a little blurry, but it didn't do anything with like car lights or anything in front of me. But I think that's something that is a side effect of this surgery, and so that can happen, but it definitely is not a thing that like hinders any driving that I do. Oh, another thing, a lot of people asked how quickly did like my vision like normalize. Oh gosh, I'm even trying to remember. It was probably like the day that I got the clear contacts out, which was 6 days after surgery. I could see really well before then, but I was very aware at that point that there was like a contact in my eye, and so sometimes that can, you know, manipulate different things. But I think it was right after that is when everything started to really level out. I'm pretty sure I had like appointments like at the 1 week mark, at the 2 week mark, at the month mark, and I think by the month mark I was 2020 for sure, and on my way like to 2015. So it normalizes out pretty quickly. It was maybe only like 2 days that I felt like I couldn't really do anything. If you watch the vlog, because I had my surgery done on the Friday morning, and it was really Saturday, I did go out during the afternoon, but you know, you're just tired and your body's like healing. And then Sunday was obviously the worst day, but then like after that I felt like I could do normal things. I'm lucky enough that like I work from home, so like I didn't have to like go into an office, but I 100% could have. So the healing process is pretty quick. Okay, the final big thing that a lot of people asked was what was my vision before the surgery. I can't remember the exact number, but I think it was somewhere around like 2.3 or 2.5 in both eyes, and I had a slight astigmatism, so it wasn't that bad. I couldn't see far away, that was the problem. Anything in front of me I could see fairly well, but it gave me a really bad headache. Not being able to see, which I know a lot of people do, but I'm just really susceptible to headaches, and so that was one of the big things. It made it a little more blurrier than it actually was, but having it not be so bad also made the surgery easier because there wasn't quite as much to correct. Alright, last thing I'm going to touch on is everyone was talking about how the vlog made it seem like so much easier and better than they thought it would be, and I'm so happy about that because I watched a bunch of people's vlogs and it did ease my mind a little bit before, because you hear about having like corrective eye surgery, whether it be like LASIK or PRK, and it sounds like a really scary thing because you are awake during the surgery, and that is something that always deterred me from doing it, because I was like, especially with my anxiety, I was like, there's nowhere I'm gonna be able to lay awake on this table knowing that someone is doing this to my eye. And it was really nothing at all in the grand scheme of things. It was 9 minutes of my life, and the thing that I was scared the most about was that I like would be able to feel my eye like wanting to blink and I would want to shut it. I don't know why that was like my biggest fear, but you can't feel a thing happening at all. It truly, like, it was the quickest thing. Like, Ashley was there and she was sitting there and she was like, I don't understand like how this is so quick, and you just, everything moves so fast in there that like once they start doing something, okay, then they're already on to the next thing. Like it's so quick. You don't even really realize that you're awake, that someone's like operating on your eye, even though like you do know, but it doesn't really bother you. It's really hard to explain, but trust me, it's so much easier than you think it is. You can do it. Well, I hope this video has been helpful for a lot of you. I get questions about this all the time, so hopefully this will kind of like clear things up with the surgery and kind of the updates and how I'm doing. And yeah, I mean, I don't have another appointment until another year. It's like May 7th of 2020, so yeah, everything's all good on my end. I can see it's still one of the best decisions ever. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe right there. And you can watch our latest video right there. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!